colourful old quarters, cafe-lined squares and clattering trams, Portugal's capital Lisbon is a city begging to be explored. But where to begin in this bustling port of call? If you love sightseeing, you'll be spoilt for choice here. You can't miss the impressive 25th of April Bridge, one of the world's longest suspension bridges at 1.5 miles long, and the Statue of Christ watching over Lisbon from the banks of the Tagus River. Just along the waterfront is the Belém district, home to a cluster of Lisbon's most famous sites. This area celebrates the age of discovery when Portugal led the way in exploration by sea during the 15th and 16th centuries. It was from Belém that explorers set sail on their perilous voyages into the great unknown, the Belém Tower providing them with their last and first glimpse of homeland. It's now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and Lisbon's most iconic landmark. Nearby, the soaring Monument to the Discoveries depicts important individuals from that era, including royalty, poets, painters, and explorers. Leading the way, Henry the Navigator, a figurehead during the Age of Discovery. If you're keen to find out more about Lisbon's fascinating seafaring past, don't miss the Maritime Museum, home to a treasure trove of nautical relics. The centerpiece is this majestic 18th century barge, which has carried some famous guests over the years, including Queen Elizabeth II in 1957. The jewel in Lisbon's crown is the Jerónimos Monastery, a symbol of Portugal's power and wealth during the Age of Discovery. Commissioned in 1502 by King Manuel, this is the finest example of Manueline architecture, a style unique to Portugal and characterized by ornate details and sculptures. It's also the final resting place of Vasco da Gama, the first European to reach India by sea. Over in the pulsating Baixa district, you're reminded that Lisbon is also very much a cosmopolitan capital. You'll find buzzing boulevards such as Rua Augusta and grand squares like Rocio, a 24/7 hive of activity. Meanwhile, tucked away down a narrow back street is the Santa Justa elevator, built in 1902 to connect the lower and upper towns. Inspired by the Eiffel Tower, it remains one of Lisbon's best-loved landmarks. Just a stone's throw from the bustling city centre, Lisbon changes dramatically. Alfama is Lisbon's oldest neighbourhood, a steep tangle of ramshackle houses, twisting alleyways, and secret staircases. Here, fishermen and their families have lived for generations, and long-standing traditions survive to this day. It's the true heart and soul of Lisbon. If the old-world charm of Lisbon appeals to you, why not explore by vintage tram? Rattling around Lisbon since 1873, these iconic trams climb the narrowest of back streets, giving you a glimpse of local life away from the busier parts of the city. A city proud of its history, culture, and traditions, but with a vibrant atmosphere and energy. Take a shore excursion in Lisbon, and you'll experience the best of this exciting port of call.